You don't need another course, another guru, another ritual. The most powerful spiritual tool you already have it. Hey guys, it's John sitting here in my studio with my mug of coffee. That is a great way to start the day for me. Are you overwhelmed from too many teachings? The internet is filled with gurus and teachers that will tell you all kinds of uh, tools, or they'll sell you all kinds of tools, or they'll tell you all of these fearful things are about to happen, or they'll dive into the conspiracies of the past, and they'll get you seeking and worrying that you don't know enough, or that you've been cheated out of the truth, or that if I don't do these certain things or buy this meditation bundle, I'll never ascend, or I won't be able to combat the world of stimulus that's coming out around me. When you look at the concept of these teachers, they're constantly seeking leads. They're constantly seeking clients and people to buy their products. But their products are not the power. Their products are their products. The truth is simple. The power has always been within you. There's no need for ritual, dogma, the latest meditation bundle from the most loud guru that's on the internet. You need my meditation bundle. Well, that's just a product they're selling. They're chasing the almighty dollar. In the Bible it says, the love of money is the root of many evils. Right. Well, if you think about what these gurus are teaching, they're talking about the past or the future. There's the conspiracies of the past, the prophecies of the future. They're not telling you to be here now. They're telling you to be afraid of the future, or to be afraid that you don't have the knowledge of the past because you were lied to about it. When you come back to the understanding that you don't need chants, you don't need altars, you don't need dogma, you don't need meditation bundles, you don't need anything to feel the expression of love in the world. What you need is only two things: to be present and to be fearless. When I sit in love in the mornings, and people call it meditation, but I call it sitting in love because meditation is such an overused word. I just go back to that feeling. God speaks to us in feelings, not thinking. So I just go back to that feeling. I don't have a mantra. I don't have a breathing technique. I don't have any of those things. I don't light a candle. I don't do any of those things. I'm just present, and I'm just being love. That's enough. When you do bring yourself to that state, and I'm talking about this from the perspective of, you can become that state in any moment of any day. When I walk into the grocery store, before I go in, what do? I exhale. I release the stimulus of the world, and I just walk in feeling that feeling. What does it do? It shifts your nervous system from fear to peace. It brings you to the inner peace. The concept of reacting to stimulus in the world is reacting to fear. The stimulus of the world gives you things to fear or not to fear. And Joshua would say, turn the other cheek. He would say, don't react to the stimulus of the world, because offense and defense are both fear reactions. This place of not reacting and just coming back to the inner peace, that's where our intuition guides us, is when we're at peace. When we're in fear, then fear rules the day. When you choose to turn the other cheek and come back to your inner peace, sitting in love or just simply exhaling, it brings you back into your alignment it brings you back into the alignment with your oneness with God. You know, for me, that's sitting in love. I sit, I exhale, and I feel love. That's it. So I would invite you to give this a shot, because once you come to acknowledge that feeling within you is the direct connection with God, then you can come to that feeling in any moment of any day. Going into the grocery store, you can exhale and come to the feeling that I feel when I sit in love. And what happens is you go, and you naturally smile. you naturally smile.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com.
I had someone the other day, it was very funny, making fun of my eyebrows. Well, why were they making fun of my eyebrows? Because my eyebrows tend to sit up here like this. Why? Because I'm not like this. I'm not furrowed. I'm not angry. I'm not scared. I typically am in a positive state, so my eyebrows stick up high, right? And artists have done renderings of my comedy partner from Hack and Slash years ago, and they always do these cartoons, and my eyebrows are always like this, always up, right? Well, it's interesting because to me, my eyebrows being up like that are only there because I feel that way. I feel good in that moment. I feel joyful in that moment. I feel positive in that moment. So my eyes are open and my eyebrows get out of the way because my eyes are open. You know, the idea of just taking a moment and for the next 7 days, whenever you start to feel anything negative, simply exhale. Come back to that feeling within yourself. And when you come back to that feeling within yourself, just start to observe the world rather than reacting to the world. Take the time to simply exhale. You're getting out of your car, you're going into the convenience store to pay for your gas. As you walk into the convenience store, exhale. Get that feeling and watch what happens in the world. One of my good friends, Jenny Brown, that was the first thing that got her to change her life. And she's changed her life dramatically now. You know, when you look at her life now, she's living where she wants to live. She's doing something she loves. She's, everything changed. Everything changed, right? But it started with her getting out of her car at a convenience store and choosing to exhale and go into the place in that feeling. And what happened? She got compliments. She got the door held for her. Everything was just a lovely experience in the convenience store. And that changed her experience. She literally exhaled and brought herself back to that place of just truly smiling. And what happened? The world smiled back at her. And that is the one thing that you all can carry with you. You don't need more, you need just less. And what's the less? Less noise, less reaction to stimulus, more love. Be it now. Start living into that feeling that you can find when you fully allow yourself to be present and fearless. And here's the big thing. People will argue with me that exhale thing doesn't work for me. Well, that belief that it doesn't work will create that experience. But that's because they're not understanding that when they are truly relaxed, they did exhale. It already happened. Their natural state is the exhale. But when they start to get into their head about how they have to do it, that's when they stop exhaling. That's when they start holding their breath. Start now with allowing yourself to simply exhale and feel that love within, and then express that love without. Start living that into the world, and next thing you know, the world starts showing you a more loving world. And that is the key to finding your oneness with God, to finding that expression of God, to being that expression of God, and to delivering God to the world. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.